Hi guys, Mr. Gallo here again. Right now with me is Sergeant Barbara Wirth of the United States Army and Seaman Apprentice Samantha Burns-Reid of the United States Navy. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Great.
Barbara, I wanted to ask you to tell us about your time in the Army and what kind of jobs you did while you served.
I served from 1976 to late 1979. Um, I was a military police officer, and in that job, it is exactly what it sounds like. I was a police officer. I provided services, police services on base that I was assigned to. And we did everything from traffic control, just like police officers you see on the street, to responding to burglaries, crimes, different types of crimes, disturbances, as well as we trained for if we had to go to war. We trained to set up POW camps, doing convoy escorts, and things like that that are more directed at specific military actions.
Miss Burns-Reid, can you tell us about your time in the service?
Yeah, so I joined in 2007, right after high school, and I was a master at arms, which is the same as Barbara, but military police for the Navy. I was in for just 2 short years. I did the National Call of Service, which was uh, 2 years active duty as a master at arms, and then 2 years in selective reserves. So I did shore duty, I stood watch, and I was actually at Great Lakes, which is the training where you go to boot camp for Navy sail. All the Navy sailors now go to that one boot camp. And then I was back home at our reserve unit here on Belvedere Road.
For serving locally. That's a rare find whenever I get to talk to some veterans. So I want to ask you guys, what lessons did you take with you that you learned in the military that come up in your everyday life?
Learning and understanding, working together as a team, knowing that the person next to you is dependent upon you and you're dependent upon that other person. During peacetime, of course, it's still important, but it's even more important if it's during wartime, because that person that's standing next to you becomes your brother or your sister, and their life may depend on you just as your life might depend on them. Be true to yourself, be true to your word. If you say you're going to do something, you need to make sure you do it because that other person is depending upon it. But it also teaches the military in general, and it really doesn't matter which branch it is, teaches you that it's not just you. There's a lot of other people that are depending on you, and you need to step up and you need to be that person.
And it sounds like from the time that you served, the United States had just come out of a long war.
Yes, the Vietnam War was winding down when I enlisted. We still had men and women in Vietnam and actively fighting, but it was winding down, and they were pulling troops out of country there. So yeah, it was still very active, but it was winding down.
And how about you, Samantha? What do you take from your time in the military that comes up valuable in your everyday life?
So the Navy has a 3 word saying, and it's honor, courage, and commitment. And that is something that I definitely use even now in meetings when I'm talking to my staff at work. If you're honorable in everything that you do, it transcends in all aspects of your life. I believe I picked commitment is the biggest thing that I learned is like seeing things through. I joined the Navy on a commitment by praying and promising my grandfather, who was a master chief, that all of us would join. So I just feel like that was something that I've used throughout my life, is committing to something. And once you make the commitment, you're there. And courage, I definitely didn't know how tough I was. I was just a girly girl from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, who played basketball in high school, and that was the extent of her athleticism. So I learned how tough and how courageous I could be working with a team, like Barbara said, and having to count on other people to keep me safe. Definitely showed me how courageous I was.
And that's an incredible story, and it takes real commitment to follow in the footsteps of your family. I mean, what did they say to you when you got through it and had accomplished what you set out
Yeah,
for?
so they were really excited, and I have a cousin who's still in, and he's now going to be a senior chief, and he's just about 3 years older than me. So he's going to see grandpa all the way through. He's going to hopefully retire as a master chief. They didn't think I'd do it because I was the only girl. Four cousins, all males. They decided to join. My brother is still currently serving in the Army Reserves. He's 9 years in, and he's a firefighter here in Palm Beach County.
That's so great. I wanted to close by asking you guys if you have a message for students about how they can show appreciation for veterans.
Um, I think if you see someone in uniform, thank them. These people sign up and make a commitment, and they leave their families, they leave their children, they leave their mothers and fathers, their wives or husbands, and they can be away from their home, and that can be very lonely. And to hear words of gratitude, even just a simple thank you for your service, means a tremendous amount to a veteran.
I would imagine it makes a big difference in knowing that what you do matters. Samantha, how about you? What would you want to tell young students at our school?
Same as Barbara said, a simple thank you is always enough. There's a lot of local, I know Korean veterans here in our city that they wear their hats and they're proud to be Americans. And I think that children need to just say, hey, thank you. They probably don't know what the Korean War was, but we will just thank them. There also are a lot of great local organizations where you can volunteer and give back to the veterans, write letters and say thank you, even to active duty soldiers. There's a lot of great things that they could do. But I would say be thankful, because those are the men and women that fought for you to have the rights and the freedoms that you get to enjoy every single day.
Absolutely. And we do thank you from everyone at our school. We're sad that you couldn't be with us in person to celebrate in the auditorium with a packed house. But we still are glad that you're here to share this day with us. And I want to wish you guys a happy Veterans Day, and know that you are appreciated by everybody at Independence Middle.
It was my pleasure to serve this great country that we live in. I have an honor to live in.
Amen.